I ate at a floating restaurant in the middle of the Norwegian fjords, and it was one of the most magical experiences of my life. Only accessible by boat, the restaurant, Iris, provides a 6-hour-long, 18-course experience, and they served the most stunning and delicious food I've seriously ever had. Hi, I'm Bree, a MasterChef alumni and self-proclaimed extreme foodie passionate about amazing foods. If you'd like to hear about my experience dining at Iris, including how I got there, where I stayed, etc., then keep on watching. I live near London, so after a short train ride to Gatwick Airport, I took a plane to Bergen, Norway, a vibrant coastal town on the west side of Norway. Although Iris is about 2 hours south, we opted to stay in Bergen for the weekend as it's a super fun city with lots to do and eat. It ended up surprising us, and honestly, even if you're not dining at Iris, Bergen is a super cool city to visit. If you are going to Iris from Bergen, I'd recommend renting a car, as I honestly have no idea how you'd get to Rosendal, the town that Iris is located in, otherwise. There was a cute hotel right by the boat dock in Rosendal, but even if you stayed there, you'd still need to get there from an airport somehow. We are going to Iris. Can't believe it. It's 11 a.m. in the morning and we're on our way to dinner. The day of the reservation, we left Bergen at 11 a.m. to meet the Iris team at their boat dock in Rosendal by 2 p.m. They let you know beforehand that you cannot be late, as this boat ride is the only way to get to Iris. By the way, just as a note, they do 2 seatings, one at 2 and one at 3, and I definitely recommend getting the 2 p.m. if you can. It was just nice to sort of be the first group to arrive and all of that, although I'm sure the experience is still amazing if you opt for the 3 p.m. time. The drive from Bergen to Rosendal was absolutely gorgeous. We saw waterfalls and some really beautiful scenery. At one point, we had to take a ferry, but it's super easy. You just wait for it to arrive, drive on, and that's it. No tickets are required as they simply photograph your license plate, and the company we rented the car from, Sixt, just deducted this from our deposit. The ferry ride was only about 10 to 15 minutes in total, so it was not bad at all. Finally, we arrived at the boat dock, and after taking in the amazing views, we were warmly greeted by the Iris team members responsible for our boat ride, got suited up in life jackets, and boarded the electric boat. The life jacket does go in between your legs, so I wouldn't recommend wearing a dress or skirt. Also, the restaurant advises to dress for the weather, and it's often chilly and drizzling, so everyone was pretty much in sweaters, pants, boots, and a jacket. Although it's a super nice restaurant, the vibe is laid back, and they mainly just want you to be comfortable since you're there for so long. Just as an aside, I am someone who gets really bad motion sickness and seasickness, and I was worried about the boat and dining journey, but I was totally fine. I did take a non-drowsy Dramamine, but I probably would have been fine without it. The first leg of the boat ride is only about 5 minutes before you arrive at the chef's boathouse. During this time, you get to hear the story of how they ended up moving here from Denmark to start Iris, how they fixed up the historic boathouse, all while enjoying a glass of local cider and some amazing bites. We had a total of 4 finger foods in the boathouse, and each one was spectacular in its own way. Our favorite was this black cornbread kind of bite. It was so unique and comforting at the same time. Next, we got suited back up in our life vest for the short ride over to Iris, where we were greeted by about 6 guys standing on the dock like the Power Rangers. We entered the Salmon Eye and immediately headed downstairs. They show a short film, which is honestly a cinematic masterpiece about sustainability and how food ties into keeping our environment and ecosystems balanced. One of the team members explains that the reason we're downstairs is because we are literally underwater, and the first course matches a seaweed crisp and uni mousse, things you'd find actually under the water. We love a full circle theme. What was cool about this dish, aside from the amazing taste, is that they explained that the idea behind it is that it's like a chips and dip that you'd serve to guests when you're inviting them over, and they wanted to make sure that everybody felt welcomed into their space. I also liked that you got to pick your own seaweed cracker from the ceiling. So cool. Next, you are led upstairs to the lounge area, where you get to hear from more of the chefs before enjoying a couple more light courses. We didn't get the wine pairing menu, but we did opt to start out with a glass of bubbles at this time because why not? They explained each dish as they served it, and there was even one dish that lit up when everybody did a cheers. It was so cool. After that, you move into the main dining area, and somehow we were sat at the best table in the house. The views were unreal. We started out with the most amazing scallop dish. I didn't even know scallops could taste this good. I really loved all the themes, the names of the dishes, and the stories behind them. Different chefs and team members presented different dishes throughout the experience, which was also really cool. Like I said in the beginning of the video, although it's an ultimate luxury dining experience, it's also super laid back. We were just chatting with different team members, hearing about their journeys and where they came from, most of them moving from different countries all over the world simply because of their love of food and desire to work at this restaurant, so you can imagine the passion that they all have. My personal favorite dish was called Change of Heart, and it was a delicious venison tartare with some sort of shell over that you have to crack to get into the tartare. It was to die for. I also absolutely loved a dish called Weeds of the Sea, and it was really cool because it was a cuttlefish dish, and the reason they chose to use cuttlefish is because it's an invasive species. So I was happy to do my part in assisting the environment. You could tell that the menu was so brilliantly planned out because each dish sort of got heavier and heavier, and then they even had a pre-dessert dish. So this was a good transition from savory to dessert. The dessert was amazing too. It was inspired by the mountains, and eating that while looking at the actual mountains that inspired it was unbelievable. We were actually kind of sad when they took away our last plate because honestly, I could have stayed there eating and enjoying the views all weekend long. We moved back into the lounge, which was a nice transition, almost like waking up from a nap where you were having the most amazing dreams, only those dreams were real. We were served some amazing chocolates, coffee, and just got a chance to sort of chill before the boat ride back to the boat dock in Rosendahl. This is somewhere I would definitely love to visit again and would highly recommend. I've eaten at Michelin-starred restaurants all over the world, and nothing compares to this incredible experience. Goodbye, Iris. Until next time.